Well, because nobody demanded it. Hellfire Gala 2 coming this year from Marvel Comics. So, if you thought, man, the highlight of my year last year was Mutant Prom, well, get ready for another one because they are bringing back the fan lamented event Hellfire Gala this year, as announced, along with the free comic book day offerings, Judgment Day, Avengers versus X-Men versus Eternals versus Avengers. So that's this year's big event. So that's actually Marvel's bigger news. Hellfire Gala 2 just kind of snuck in there. We'll talk about both here real quick. So as far as Hellfire Gala Club 2, or Hellfire Gala, I have to think that the original Hellfire Gala caused a spike in sales for Marvel, but I think a lot of that was curiosity. People they saw the Hellfire Gala, they saw the funky outfits, the idea of mutants putting on this like Night of the Met style event. But I think, and myself included, kind of thought that like something was going to come out of it. Like it was going to be the beginning of a story. Krakoa was going to be attacked by Sentinels because all the mutants and all the heroes were in one place. This was a chance for Orcus to take them all out in one fell swoop or something. Now, there was going to be some kind of a hook, but it really just kind of led us into the death of Scarlet Witch, was just kind of a big nothing burger of an event. So, Toad killed the Scarlet Witch, by the way, spoiler alert. So here we are, Hellfire Gala 2 coming. My prediction is, and I could be wrong, but I'm guessing that this will not have the fan acceptance it did before, because we've been through a Hellfire Gala. You fooled us once, shame on us, or shame on you. Fooled us twice, shame on us. I don't think we're going to give mutant homecoming dances a second chance. That's just my guess. We know what it is. We know what it's about. We know it's stupid. We know it's pointless, and it's just derivative drivel. I'm pretty much done with the X titles at this point. I haven't bought any since the end of Inferno, because currently the X-Men books are headed up by just the worst part of Marvel's creative staff. So, I might check this out for review purposes, but I'd rather not. So I'm hoping something more interesting is coming along that I can make content over, so I don't have to resort to buying Hellfire Gala 2 and doing videos on that. Now, that's about all the attention that this wretch of a event deserves. So let's talk about Judgment Day. So, Marvel's going to attempt to make the Eternals relevant in the comic universe because their movie came up and made them irrelevant in the MCU. So, what is this story about? Well, we get a few nuggets in here, plus I've heard a couple things that we'll talk about. So, basically, the Eternals and the mutants are going to have beef. And the Eternals are going to lay siege to Krakoa, and the X-Men, or the Avengers here, are basically just trying to keep the peace. They're kind of like the friend in the middle of the brawl, trying to separate everybody and keep this fight from getting out of control. So that's the plot as they kind of describe it here. From what I have read, the X-Men and all mutants on Earth, it's going to be revealed, are actually deviants. If you saw the Eternals movie, so yeah, mutants are actually deviants, or an evolved form of deviant. And it says here it's called Judgment Day because it says that the Avengers, Eternals, and X-Men are going to be having a big brawl. And this is going to be the backdrop. This conflict's going to be the backdrop to the Earth and everyone on it facing judgment from a power greater than we ever knew. I'm guessing it's probably Acherum, since his name in the comics he is Acherum the Judge. So it's Judgment Day. We're going to be judged. It's Eternals. They're not happy with the mutants, or the Avengers rather, because the Avengers are currently using the corpse of a Celestial as their base, which would be like, Catholics being a bit upset because, a random club of guys found the corpse of Moses and are living in him. I mean, it's a similar thing, not to be offensive. Sorry if that offends anyone, but that's kind of their beef with the Avengers. It's like, hey, we kind of are affectionate and worship and are devoted to the Celestials, and the fact that you're kind of living in one, and you put you nailed a big screen TV to his colon's not really sitting well with us. So that's the beef for the Avengers, but that doesn't seem to be the main crux. From what I've read, the main crux is going to be X-Men versus Eternals. Eternals want to kill the X-Men because the X-Men are revealed to be deviants, as well as every other mutant, and all the mutants are on Krakoa. And the X-Men are like, hey, don't make us extinct. We don't appreciate it. So that's it. That's Judgment Day, and that is what they're talking about for their big free comic book day offering. Free comic book day also have Avengers X-Men #1, which will mark the exciting debut of a new hero that Marvel has big plans for later this year. Meet Bloodline, an introduction story written by Danny Lore with artists by Carrie. I'm going to say this wrong. Karen. I apologize. I'm going to say this wrong. Darboe. If I got that wrong, I apologize. I have nothing against Karen Darboe. I hope that's right. So that is Marvel's offering. Oh, we got the creative team here for X-Men Avengers X-Men #1, which is Karen Gillan, Jerry Duggan, and Danny Lore. Oh, we saw that there. Art by Dustin Weaver. And then we got Carrie Darboe. Apparently that's going to be a backup story introducing that new hero. This new house style that Marvel's playing around with is very heavy chiaroscuro, kind of almost Alan Davis looking artwork. It's kind of cool. I mean, Pepe Larraz, I think, is amazing, and he draws in this style, and I could sit and look at his artwork forever. In fact, confession, I did buy the latest issue of X-Men. I was wrong when I said before that I stopped buying the X-Men. I should have corrected and say I stopped reading the X-Men, because I bought it surely because Pepe Larraz drew it, and I just wanted to look at the gorgeous artwork, and I have not read a word of it. But yeah, so that's kind of where I stand with the X-Men right now. What do you guys think? Are you excited for the return of the Hellfire Gala? Do you hope you get your invitation and are going to wear your weirdest, funkiest X-themed dress or tuxedo? Well, actually, from what I read in that story, only a couple people didn't wear dresses, so you're good. You're good to go. What do you think of the Avengers versus X-Men versus Eternals versus X-Men storyline that's coming up? I wasn't impressed with the Eternals movie, as people who watch this channel know, so I don't really care what the Eternals think about things. I think it's stupid to make the mutants deviants if that really is what's happening. And I think the whole idea of the Avengers just kind of trying to cool things down, I don't know. This story might be fun. I'll definitely pick up this Judgment Day because it's not going to cost me anything to do so, and hopefully it hooks me in because that has been a really great Marvel event. But one thing that I will say about this Marvel event is this takes us back into that stupid trope of heroes fighting heroes, which seems to be Marvel's go-to now. You got Judgment Day here, you got X-Men versus Avengers before, you got Civil War, you got Civil War 2. It's all just heroes versus heroes, and it's boring. I mean, it's kind of cool to see. It's like, oh, who would win between the X-Men and the Avengers? Oh, well, we found out, and it wasn't a very good story. So I prefer big storyline events where a big gnarly villain shows up and he's going to kick the crap out of everybody, and all the heroes have to team up to do something about it. Like, what was the one they did not too long ago? War of Realms. That story, that was kind of a mediocre event, but I liked it. It was at least fun. Malekith showed up and pretty much brought Thor's entire rogues gallery to Earth all at once. That was a cool storyline. Those type of events I like. Or Infinity Gauntlet, always, of course, is the gold standard for Marvel events still. Thanos with the gauntlet. That's the kind of stuff I like to see. So let's talk in the comments. Are you excited for Judgment Day? Are you excited for the return of the Hellfire Gala? Who do you think is going to win between the Eternals and the X-Men? I mean, there's a dozen Eternals versus like 600 X-Men. I know the Eternals are more powerful, but I mean, seriously, they've got Magneto and Xavier. I would think they'd be able to shut this crap down pretty quickly. I don't see the Eternals being that big of a threat to the X-Men. So tell me who you think's going to win if it were just a straight drag out throwdown between the X-Men or the mutants of Krakoa versus the Eternals. Who do you think wins that fight? Let's talk about that in the comments. Let me know if you're excited about any of this stuff, if you're going to pick any of this up. If you're still reading X books, tell me that. Tell me if I'm missing anything right now, because I haven't read an X-Men book since the end of Inferno. So that's it. That's all I have for today. Yeah, a little upcoming preview from Marvel. I'm going to end it there. I will see you in the next video. Thanks for hanging out with me. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already a subscriber, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye.